To start embroidering, you'll need an embroidery hoop. I like to use wooden, round hoops with brass screws. They come in different sizes, and for most embroidery projects I use a 15 cm, 6 inches hoop. Investing in a good quality hoop makes embroidery much easier. My favorite embroidery thread is DMC stranded cotton, Moline Special. It's great quality and comes in over 500 colors. The thread consists of 6 strands and you can use from 1 to 6 in your projects. The fabric for embroidery has to be non-stretchy and non-see-through. I use an unbleached cotton twill for almost all of my projects. My favorite is heavyweight twill, 200 to 300 grams per square meter, because it's completely opaque. Sometimes I also use plain weave cotton fabric, and because it's a bit see-through, I embroider through 2 layers of fabric. I use 2 types of needles. Embroidery needles, size 8, for when I use 1 to 2 strands of thread, and tapestry needles, size 26, for when I embroider with 3 and more strands. Embroidery needles have a smaller eye and a sharp point. Tapestry needles have a big eye and a dull point, so that you don't stab yourself when embroidering. I recommend trying out both types of needles and seeing which ones you prefer working with. If you're just starting out, any small, sharp scissors will do. I have 2 types of embroidery scissors, a stork-shaped one with long, thin blades that you can use to cut out stitches, and sewing snips. When I'm embroidering on a fabric that will be displayed in a hoop, I use a pen to transfer the design. If you're just starting out, you can use a regular pencil, but then you have to make sure to cover all the transfer lines with stitches. I highly recommend getting a heat erasable pen like the original Pilot Friction pen, the one with a fine point. It disappears when exposed to heat, like from iron, and you don't have to worry about covering all the outlines when stitching. You can also find cute heat erasable pens from other brands. It works best with light fabrics, so always test them before you plan to use them on darker fabrics, as the ink can leave a white outline when exposed to heat. When I embroider on clothes, accessories or dark fabrics, I use a water-soluble stabilizer. My favorite is called Stick and Stitch by Sulky. You can print or draw on it, stick it on the fabric and embroider through it, and once you're done, the stabilizer dissolves in water, leaving no trace.